My top 10 for Division I men's tennis goes as follows. Texas won because they beat TCU at TCU. Ohio State 2, TCU 3, Kentucky 4, Michigan 5, South Carolina 6, Georgia 7, Virginia 8, USC 9, Columbia 10. Well, teams outside looking in would be like Harvard, Mississippi State, North Carolina, Tennessee, Wake Forest, and Auburn. Just to name some teams. And I'm going to go over the computer rankings as well as like bubble teams, like aka like bracketology in terms of like in or out of the NCAA tournament, as well as those teams that are like below 500 potentially that are in the field right now. So, and we know that if you have a below 500 record, if you don't win your conference tournament, you're going to be out of the NCAA tournament regardless. Even if you're in the top, right at that cut line. So, now, the top 25 for the 1 through 25 in the computer rankings goes as follows. Texas, Ohio State, TCU, Kentucky, Michigan, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, USC, Columbia, Harvard, Mississippi State, North Carolina, Tennessee, Auburn, Wake Forest, Florida State, Arizona, Florida, Stanford, Duke, Illinois, NC State, Northwestern, and Texas A&M. That's just name some teams right there. And of course, I want to go like 26 through 40 just to name some other teams like aka like we're seeing both teams out of the top 25. UC Santa Barbara, San Diego, Middle Tennessee, Cornell, VCU, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Cal, Oklahoma State, Louisville, Pepperdine, UCLA, Memphis, Oklahoma. That's just naming some teams right there. And I'm going to go over like the cut line now. For this. I will say though, even though Florida may be number 19 right now with the winning record, you gotta look at the back half of the schedule. I mean, the rest of the schedule, it's brutal. And granted, some of these teams have harder schedules than others going forward, so we have to wait and see. Right now, like teams would be, I would say, the first 4 buys would be Memphis, Oklahoma, Utah, UTSA, while in Arizona State. Like the first 4 in would be Tulane, LSU, Nebraska, Miami, Florida. Now, the first 4 out would be Baylor with the 10-11 record. Even if they got in right now, they'll be in the. That's like number 47 right there. So that's the cutoff line right now. And the deal is, they got for Baylor, they got opportunities to get inside for sure to be in the NCAA tournament, like Texas Tech at home. They got Oklahoma State on the road, Texas at home, and TCU on the road, as well as like UTGRV, Alcorn twice, and Oral Roberts. So that's just on the road, and Tulsa on the road. So they're going to be, I think they're going to be a 500. It's a matter of can they get into the NCAA tournament. If not, there's an NIT now for the first time. Washington is another team. Princeton, SMU, which Baylor beat SMU at SMU. UCF, but they're 6-10 right now and ineligible. That's actually, SMU would be the first 4 out. Well, the next 4 out would be UCF with the 6-10 record, Alabama with the 9-11 record. In order for them to get in, even if they have a losing record at the end of the season, the regular season, they have to win the conference tournament, even to think about being in an NCAA tournament, even with the losing record. Wisconsin is another team, South Florida, aka USF, and Clemson. So that's just going over like the NCAA projections right now, and the cutoff line would be number 46 right now. But there's like 4 more polls left. When you look at the rankings, potential before the conference tournaments, and even after the conference tournaments, technically there's one more, and that's the NCAA tournament, the week of the NCAA tournament. So there's not a lot of time left. I mean, for these teams, they need those bubble teams. They need to make up some ground or get themselves for sure in. Of course, it would help if you win some matches that you're supposed not to, like for Baylor, for example, beat TCU at TCU or even Texas at home. That way they're for sure in. But they're still, without everyone else playing though, I looked it up. There's a way for them to be a top 16 seed, but it's going to require them beating Texas and TCU a combined 2 times or even 3 times just to make sure they're for sure a top 16, and that's 3 times. But that's just going to be hard. I think they'll find a way to get in. I do. It's just they need to win some matches here. And the problem with them is the non-con schedule was so tough. I mean, and they've been without Finn Bass for a while with a torn ab. And he should be back by conference play, if not during conference play. And of course, for all these bubble teams, it would help to win your conference tournament just to for sure get yourself in. And even if you don't get to the championship and you don't win, you're in. Unless you're kind of like on the desperation mode. If you want to for sure yourselves out. So there's only like a handful of poll computer rankings out left. So anyways, if you feel like this content, like and subscribe. See you guys later. It's 5 subscribers. We're on the road to it. Let's go. And it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the year, because this is going to change potentially, like in the next 4 in. I mean, last 4 buys to the last 4 in. I mean, in the next 4 out and the first 4 out. So I have to wait and see.